Okay, so the first tutorial we just did a simple cube, and we used dimension to change the size, and then we come over here to extrude, and we extruded it up. Okay. If at any time I want to change anything, over here, if I click on extrusion 1, right mouse button, edit feature, it will come up with 80 millimeters, because what I did, the extrude of extrusion 1 we set to 80. If I change that to 20, it automatically changes it. Okay, I'm going to change that back to 80 because I want to keep it at 80. And I can also move it. At the moment it's above the profile, the blue profile. If I change here, I can change it to below the profile. Well, this one here, I can change it so that it's midway over the profile. Now, it might not be too handy at the moment, but it's just interesting that you can do those things maybe for later on. Alright, so I don't want to change, so I've just had a bit of a muck around. I'm going to keep it at 80, and I'm going to click OK. Now say I want to draw another cube on top of this, but a smaller one. I want to draw on this top face. If you look, if I take my mouse over, the lines go red. If I click on that, the face goes blue. Right mouse button, I want to draw something on a new sketch, and I go back to my 2D sketch panel with all of my drawing tools, and I can now move my square around, or my cube around, to work on it. Now, we talked before about the scroll wheel, moving it in and out. If I come over and hold down the scroll wheel, and I can move the whole object, so I can centralize it a little bit better if I want to. We're going to draw a rectangle on there. We're going to go down to dimension. So there's a little D in the bracket. There's a shortcut. Instead of coming down here and clicking general dimension, click or choose D on your keyboard, and it will automatically select dimension. So I'm going to dimension this to 40, and I'm going to dimension this to 40. And remember, I could use the enter button on the keyboard as well instead of the little green tick. I also now want to make this in the middle, so I want to dimension from that line to that line. So what I do here is I select that line, then come over and select the next line. So click, and then click again, drag that down, click, and if I make that 20, that will just shuffle that over a little bit. Same here, click, click again, come out, and over here, 20. And now that cube, or that square now, is in the center of that bigger face. If I turn around to home, you can see what I've done there. I'm going to come over here and click on return, and I'm going to go to extrude. See, there's an E. I can just click E on the keyboard. Now the profile doesn't light up because I could extend this up, or I could extend that up. So I've got a choice of two profiles I can use. I want to choose that profile, and I don't want to go up 80, I want to make it a cube, so I want to go up 40, and OK. And now I've got a cube on a cube. So at any time I can add things on. If I wanted to add something on this face, I simply click it, right mouse click, new sketch, and I go back to the original sketch panel, and I get my drawing tools once again, and I can draw on that face. Let's just draw a funny shape here. I'm going to draw that, and I'm going to draw that. I've got two overlapping rectangles, but I want to get rid of these lines here that overlap. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a trim tool. Once again, X is the shortcut. If I come over here and click on that line, that line, that line, and that line, I've now got a shape, a profile shape, without those lines in the middle. And if I wanted to, I could dimension those or do whatever I wanted to. Turn that around so you can see here, there's my funny little shape. Click on the return button. Might try that extrude again, but this time I'm just going to hit E. The profile now is that one there, but I don't want to add on, I want to cut that hole through the block. So this one down here, if I change that to 80 and click OK, I can now cut a hole all the way through that block. And by clicking on any part of this cube over here, I can move it around to wherever I like. So I want to have a look what it looks like underneath. I can click on those bits. Now you can keep going and clicking wherever you like and get a different view. At any time, select that home button and it will move it around back to that spot there. Alright, have a bit of a muck around with that one.